Get ready with me while we talk about all the things that I now know are extremely rude to ask a pregnant person. And as a current pregnant person, I can vouch for all of these being very invasive and just kind of overall rude questions to ask, and very, very annoying because you get asked them a lot. And I can't believe people don't know that you should not ask this. Let's just start at the beginning of a pregnancy. Don't ask somebody if they're pregnant, if they're not drinking, or if they're not eating something. Maybe they are and they don't feel comfortable sharing it yet, or they're waiting for the safe period when they can start sharing and they don't want to get excited yet. And then they feel like they have to lie to you. So just don't ask. They'll tell you when they're ready to tell you. So once someone does tell you they're pregnant, or they are letting people know in general, the next question usually that always comes is, what do you think it is? Is it a boy or is it a girl? What do you hope it's going to be? All these things. And now I know it is such a rude question to ask. And let me tell you why. If you're like me, and I honestly just was so happy to be pregnant in general, but then everyone that literally you come in contact with is like, what do you feel like it's going to be? What do you want it to be? And then you start kind of going, okay, well, I guess what do I want it to be? And it gets your hopes up. And then like me, you have gender disappointment because you thought you had this intuition. You thought all these things. I did a whole video on it, but I mean, it's just honestly such a dumb question to ask because you have no control over it, and you're going to get what you're going to get. And thinking that it's something or whatever, either way, you're going to be either disappointed or you'll be right. There's just a 50-50 chance. And it's just, I don't really understand why we ask that question. And at the end of the day, we all just want a happy and healthy baby and a happy and healthy pregnancy. So that's why I'm saying all these. We just need to keep moms in a very peaceful state and not always guessing and then being sad and happy and sad and happy. Just ask them how they're doing. The next thing that is very annoying now that I am a pregnant person and I can speak about this is when people start asking you all the things that you are doing or not doing and then giving their advice. You know what's best for your body and your baby. So giving people scary stories of stuff that happened in your pregnancy or stuff that you've heard, or just trying to tell them what they should and shouldn't do. I promise you, nobody wants this baby or me to be happier and healthier than me. So I think I know best. Next thing that is I found the most annoying is when people are like, oh, just wait, you can't do all these things anymore. You're not going to be able to travel. You're not going to be able to work out. Your relationship's going to change, all this stuff. First of all, I've literally done everything in pregnancy that I did before pregnancy outside of having gummies or alcohol. Besides that, I still have caffeine. I still eat everything that I want to. There is literally not that many restrictions. It's just all about your mindset and what you think is best for your body. Which leads me back to my point of stop telling mothers and expecting mothers what they should and shouldn't do. I promise you, we know what we're doing. The next one, this one also really gets me, is telling them to rest. We know when we're tired, we know when we're going to rest. Telling somebody to slow down or their lifestyle needs to significantly change is just one of the dumbest things you can say to someone, because I promise you this baby will adapt to whatever lifestyle I have, just like all babies do. And I'm not going to completely just stop and sit around the house all day during my pregnancy. It's one of the unhealthiest things that you can do for your body and for your baby. This next one, I never thought of being a rude question, but now that I get asked it all the time, I'm realizing how incredibly rude and it's just not necessary. And that is asking people how much weight they've gained in their pregnancy. Number one, it doesn't matter. Number two, everybody gains everything so different. And what's it going to change by you asking? Is it going to make you feel better about yourself? It's definitely not going to make me feel better about myself. Just you wouldn't ask that if I wasn't pregnant. So why are you asking me when I am? If anything, only your doctor should be asking that question. So just don't do it. It doesn't make the mom feel good. We already know we're gaining weight. I don't really want to keep saying a number over and over again. So one that I haven't really had happen to me, but I have seen it happen to other people, is when people, strangers, or just honestly people in your life saying, oh, wow, you're looking big. You're about to pop any day now. And it's maybe I still have months. Maybe I have days. Either way, it doesn't really feel good to basically be called huge. And again, we have mirrors. We know how big we're getting. This next one, I guess, is kind of a case-by-case thing. Personally, for me, I found it pretty frustrating to keep getting asked this, but it's always, oh, what's your birth plan? Are you going to have a natural birth? Are you going to have a C-section? Are you going to have an epidural? All the questions like revolving the birth, which for me, I don't have a plan. I have preferences, but at the end of the day, the baby's going to come how the baby's going to come. And it's as long as it's healthy and we all make it out alive, I really don't care how it happens. And you think you have a plan, but like the baby's going to do and the doctor's going to do whatever is safest. So having a plan that you're like sticking to could actually end up hurting you in the long run. And so I think it's just better if you just go with the flow and ask your doctor and just trust them. Another thing is asking people what the name is. Number one, they might not want to share. Number two, they might not have it decided until the baby actually comes out. Or if they do have it decided, they feel like they have to share it with you. And then what if they change their mind and then they feel really guilty about it because you're over here saying the name all the time? Like, if we want to share, we will. If not, like, just don't ask. Another one that, again, we do not have control over is asking somebody if they're going to breastfeed, what they're going to do about that whole entire thing. Number one, you have no control over it. You don't know if the baby's going to latch. You don't know if you're going to produce enough milk. There's so many variables that go into that asking beforehand when the baby's not even here yet, I mean, how am I supposed to know that? I don't know, and I won't know until it happens. So asking is just kind of a dumb question. The last one that I will leave you with is asking a pregnant woman if she wants more kids and when she plans on having more kids because the kid needs a sibling. Number one, maybe I'm lucky and I only got this one baby. And so, yeah, maybe I want more, but it's just not in the plan for me. Maybe I can't have any more kids. Maybe this is the only one that I was going to get. Number two, I haven't even had the baby yet. And so you're asking me if I want to go through another pregnancy and a birth and all that. And I don't even know how I feel about it, honestly. And not to mention, I don't know what the baby's going to be like, what my life is going to be like with the baby. So asking me if I want to have more and add to that, like, number one, it's none of your business. And number two, I don't know yet. He's not here. Moral of the story is I used to ask some of these questions to people as well, just kind of because I didn't know and I've never experienced this. But I hope this helps you think twice before you ask a pregnant person something very personal, unless you are their best friend or their family, which still then, just ask them how they're doing, if they need any help, if they need any emotional support. I promise you that will go a lot further than asking questions and prying when it doesn't really matter to you or your life. And she's already thinking about all these things. She's already worried about enough. Don't give her more stuff to have to like hide or tell you, or just like she's not sure. Just ask her how she's doing and how you can help. That's all you need to do.